Good morning, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And this morning, I'm at William B. Umstead State Park, which is really close to where I stay with the family when we're visiting the Raleigh area. It's been about a month since I've been here, but in YouTube time, it looks like I was just here yesterday, I think, because I did a lot of videos last month from Umstead. It's great. It's a wonderful park. Yeah, it's a nice calm morning. I've got maybe 45 minutes to play radio, something like that. Not a terribly long time. I actually, I don't know if you can hear this in the video or not, but I've mentioned before, this is really close to RDU Airport. You can hear all the reverse thrusters and engine spooling up and stuff like that, especially here in the wintertime when we don't have a lot of leaves on the trees. So it sounds like you're just like right next to the airport, and which we kind of are. Anyway, it's nice. Birds don't mind. I don't mind. My radio doesn't mind. Yeah, this is gonna be a good day, I think. Got some new stuff to try out. At least one new thing I'm looking forward to, and I'll show you here in just a second when we get to the picnic table. By the way, if I haven't said it recently, thank you for being on this planet. We're better off because you're here. I think sometimes a lot of us kind of feel like we're off and alone and don't make a difference in this world, but let me tell you, you do make a difference. Man, this is really beautiful. This morning, there are quite a few people out getting ready to go running and walk their dogs and stuff. It's not 9 o'clock yet. It's probably 8:45 or something. And the perfect time to be out playing radio. Probably going to play it safe here and just use the same picnic table I used last time, because I know there's some tree options around there, and I'm going to put up a line in a tree, I believe, and do a random wire antenna. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's nice and just kind of crisp this morning. It's not like crazy cold or anything. I mean, it'll be warm by the afternoon. And to my friends that live here in Raleigh, who I've been wanting to meet up with and do activations and stuff, this was not one of them, because this was kind of a last minute thing this morning. I think a lot of people are probably not even up yet. Let me take all my stuff off here. Actually, only brought my backpack as like backup, but also I got my camera gear and audio gear in here, and I'll be needing some of that today. But anyway, today I have got a new little field kit I put together very quickly before packing the car to head here to the Raleigh area. And I thought I'd go through it and see if it has everything in it I need. It probably doesn't. I packed this thing so quickly. You can already see pollen on stuff. But this field kit is built into a Hidden Woodsman stash pack. Now, the stash pack, I put a note about this on QRP a couple weeks ago. Hidden Woodsman were selling these for $20 each. I mean, on sale. I think this pack's worth $50 to $60. It's handmade. It's made of really good material, super sturdy. I mean, just really, really well made. Here in the US, I think this has got to be like one of the very best pack buys I've ever seen at $20. And I think Hidden Woodsman's just selling off some stock that they had made last summer. And that's the only reason the price is what they are right now. So I don't know if the price will still be the same by the time this video's out. I don't even know if he has inventory left because I posted something about this, like I said, a couple of weeks ago. I bought 4 of them myself. and sent one to a friend who I knew would really appreciate them. And anyway, I wanted to see what kind of field kits I could put in these, because it's going to take like a pretty compact one. These are a waist pack or a sling bag, but like a really small one. Really simple design. And so in it, I'm trying to build a kit around my KX1. This is my KX1, I call it Ingrid. This is my 4-band KX1. I haven't taken it out in a little while, so we're going to do it today. Inside the KX1, you can't see this now. Well, let me just show you really quickly. I need my glasses on here in a second so I don't lose my thumb screws here. This does not have, I took out the AA battery pack and installed this little battery. This is a lithium-ion battery from Tufton. Joshua at Tufton sells these. I hope he still sells these. And it fits perfectly in this little space right here on one side of the KX1. So I actually have a rechargeable internal battery in my KX1. I have one in my other KX1 as well. I have 2 KX1s. And my other one's a 3-bander. So, yeah. We'll give this a go today. I need to put my glasses on. I don't know why I'm doing this without my glasses on. Here we go. And so there's the KX1. Now, what else did I bring with me? This is something I'm looking forward to using. I have not touched this key. This is a KX1 key made by Jonathan, KM4CFT. Jonathan's made keys for, I think, like the KX2, KX3, KH1, and he decided to make one for the KX1. A friend of his lent him his KX1 so he could build one. And I gotta be honest, it's good, because the KX1 does not have the key that came with it. These things are hard to find. They kind of slant over. I've got a key, an original KX1 key. In fact, I've got 2 original KX1 keys. But if I'm being honest, like they're not the best key. Like they never were that great. They work, but I find that I miskey a lot with them and stuff. It's just they're kind of finicky. And I have a couple of other options. In fact, there's another one I'll show you sometime. One of my readers made an adapter for the tiny paddle from N6ARA, and it fits in here, so you can use the tiny paddle really, really well. Snaps in nicely. But today I'm going to try this one, and I'm looking forward to it because it's really designed for the KX1 to fit in here properly. And that could be really nice for people who own I know so many people who own KX1s but don't have one of the keys with it, so this is good. Probably a limited market for this because it's KX1 owners, right? But I'm really glad that Jonathan took the time to make this. It comes as a little kit. I have some feed line. I have my Tufton 9-to-1 random wire, I think with like a 31-foot radiator on it. I have my bare bones throw line, but you know what? I'm not going to use this today. I'm going to use since I brought my other bag over here, I'm just going to use it. Got my field notes. I didn't put a pen in here, but I got a pen in my pocket. I hope it has enough ink to make it through this. I realize I've been meaning to take a look at the cartridge and haven't done that lately because it's a fountain pen. So let's go ahead. You know what I'm going to do is take a picture of this before I forget, so I can just be reminded what all is in here in this pack later. This should be almost everything I need to get on the air, except for the fact that I also, need camera gear and audio gear and that sort of thing. So that's not something that I can easily do in a pack this size. I can't take my camera and my mics, or not mics, but I'm actually using a digital audio recorder with this today, I believe. But yeah, this is everything I need, I think. We'll give it a go, see how it works. I'll be using the KX1's internal ATU. This one I've always questioned, each one of these KX1s is a kit, comes as a kit. It came as a kit originally. And I think I actually want to take a look at how they built the ATU. I'm not so sure that the windings are perfect because it doesn't seem to work as well as my other KX1's internal ATU, but I'll find out. Okay, and I brought some coffee with me. Now, Bag Cat Coffee's not open on the weekends. This is a Saturday morning, so I had to brew something at home, and since we use a family condo, like a family member lets us use their condo when we're here in Raleigh, they have a Keurig machine, and I had a Starbucks, I think it was a Cafe Verona K-Cup with this, and I'll let you in a little secret. I'm a bit of a coffee snob, and Starbucks is not what it used to be, and I just don't like Starbucks coffee really anymore. It's kind of like, for me, the coffee of last resort. I know some people may find that kind of offensive because they love Starbucks, but Starbucks is just, I don't know. I don't think it's what it used to be, and it's a passable coffee, but I'd really like to make my own, and I need to go get some supplies to do that this weekend. I've got my grinder and everything. I just need some good beans. So let me take a sip of coffee, and let's get a line in the tree. I'll tell you what, I need some coffee though. Okay, here we go. Let's get the other backpack out here. Like I said, I could use a bare bones throw line. That's what I call these. No problem, but I'm going to use my bigger throw line today just to save a little time. It takes a little bit longer to fold that one up. Oh yeah, I brought my nice padded seat with me. I'll be needing that. There we go. Put that to use immediately. Grab this. Now, there are a bunch of different ways I could do this. You know what? It's mighty tempting. It's mighty tempting to finally use this POTA 20 Explorer pole, but it's just hard for me to want to do that when I've got so many trees around. That's the reason I don't use this, but I take it with me in case I need it. It packs away here in my backpack and fits nicely. And I got a stake mount for it, but anyway, here we go. Let's get this show on the road. Now, I didn't hook up my wireless mics, so you will not hear any audio when I do this. Now, really what I need to do is just go for any kind of branch. This is not a long antenna. But I tell you what, I always think about this when I come to the site. There are no really, really good trees nearby. Like, there's a really good branch right there, but when you start to look at trees, you can't tell this in the camera, but there's a whole bunch of trees behind it that make it hard for you to get the room to sling the antenna to get it up in there. There's one right here, and I may just go for that one, because this, again, doesn't need to be a fancy deployment. This is not a very long antenna, so here we go. We'll give this a go. Can you see me okay? Yeah. You know, so I just caught like the edges of that tree branch right there, which is fine with me. Turns out that's actually a really difficult spot. The sun was in my eyes, and there are all these trees in the way of where I wanted to hit, so I had a very narrow window to shoot that line. So it was more challenging than I originally thought it was. But if I can just get this over there without too much fuss, I think I can make this work. Let's go ahead and grab the antenna, put on my glasses. If I have to, I'll reshoot the line. It's not a big deal, but I think I can make this work. Someone was talking earlier about, 2mm throw line and throw lines in general harming trees, because it's like the line can rub on a tree branch and, make it, kind of damage the bark and skin the tree. But like in my case especially, and a lot of QRPers, we're using super lightweight antennas, so there's just not a lot of drag or pull on the line. Well, you know what? I'm going to take this off this time. Take off this S-hook, because I'm pulling this through a very narrow branch. And I think that S-hook may be just enough to pull it off of the end of that branch, because it's kind of chunky. There we go. There we go. A little knot in there to hold that. That also is kind of chunky, but it'll be fine. Should be fine. This knot will hold. This is the only problem about doing this with wire and not an S-hook or something, is there's not a whole lot to hold the type of knot I put on there. I think that'll hold. Okay, here we go. I'm in slow motion this morning. There we go. Because this is a super short line. I think this is right. This should be right. Nope. I touched the wrong side. I was like, that's way short. That's 17 feet. Yeah. Nope. Come back here. You're the counterpoise, not the radiator. That's what I get for not having my glasses on, probably, when I first looked at this. So I can put the S-hook on the end of this guy. Make it a little easier to see the end of it. Come on, get on there. There we go. So there's the counterpoise. And here is the radiator. So I'm sitting here, I'm just thinking about an activation I did. If I think about it, I'll link to it above. If I don't, remind me and I'll do it later. One of the first times I used this antenna, or I had just gotten this antenna, I hadn't had it for very long. And I was up in Quebec near Tadoussac, which is not Tadoussac actually, it was Baie-Comeau, which is like way up the St. Lawrence, right? And I was doing an early morning activation, and I was using this little antenna, and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anybody on the air, because this is such an early morning activation, and we're talking a little random wire antenna. I mean, what are the chances I'll be able to work anyone way out here? And it performed gangbusters well. It was just crazy how well it performed. Now let's go ahead and put the end of the thing. I think I made this RG316 cable some time ago. One of my shorter ones. Main thing is try to keep everything from getting tangled up. You have this many wires going in this many places. Here we go. Okay, now let's go take this weight and get this guy up in the air. Trees. Wire management. That's what this is all about. Now, to give it like a little bit of strain relief, I'm going to put it in between these boards of the picnic table. Go ahead and attach it. There's not a lot of pull on this line. Here we go. Now let's just stretch out the counterpoise, which kind of got tangled with the RG316. That should work. Is it a perfect deployment? Nope. Will it get the job done? Hopefully. Okay, let's see. Now I do have to set up my audio recorder. That is an extra bit that I need to do here. People have been asking me about this recorder. I've got a link to it in my description. I find it works really well. I wish it were a little smaller, but it is doing a fine job, actually. Okay, let's see. It is tight in here, though, the way I packed it. This may take me a little while to finagle it out. There we go. I got my earphones in here. Okay, here we go. And I'm probably going to put this really close by because basically this is since my key is attached to it, I need to have it really close by. I think this will work. Let's get my pen out real quick. This is the one I didn't check to see how much ink I have in the barrel. Ooh, that is low, I think. Let's see here. Nah, it looks like it's got some ink in it. Okay, I think I'm okay. It's kind of hard to see sometimes. Here we go. I keep this in my pocket all the time. I use this pen all the time. Let's see, so the 14th of what, March 2026, and we are at Umstead State Park, US 2755, and I'm using the KX1 9-to-1 Tuftlin. I don't know what that is later. I just like to put it, I don't know what band I'm gonna start on, so we'll just kind of see here. Okay, let's get the audio set up. Oh, let's get the little key on here. Here we go. I expect this could be a little fiddly to get on because I look at the design of it, and this is kind of close to the top of the key. It has to be because that's the way it is on the radio, but you can see that it slides in here, and then you get a little screw that fits in the top, and you have to get it in that little KX1 hole, and that's tricky. That's really tricky. I need to make sure that's down in there. Come on. Let's see, let's get you in properly. There we go. I almost need to like tack some glue on there so that stays in there, I think, because I can tell there's not a whole lot of room right there, but you need to line this up really nicely. Let's see here. If I can get that, if I can get it started in there, that's what matters. And again, that wants to pop out. Yep, I am going to. When I get home, I'm going to put some glue on that to try to hold it in. Because you're basically threading two things in at once. I mean, it's easy to get the, really easy to get the audio jack in there. It's getting that other bit to start. See, it wants to do that. Come on, get in there. Probably other people could do this a lot easier. I mean, all I'm trying to do is get this to go in there, to thread in there. And this little 3D printed piece is really good because it actually is notched in so that the top of this hex nut fits nicely. But it's just got to have it lined up perfectly. And it wants to push through. So if I glue that down at some point, I'll get it to work. I almost thought that was working. Is it working? Nope. This is the tricky part here. Sorry, Jonathan. I wish I was a little bit better at this. The problem is you need to put pressure on it. When you put pressure on it, this wants to slip out. But just a little bit of glue in there to hold that down will make all the difference in the world. It's hard to hold it with your finger while you're also screwing it in. Come on. I almost want something else. I wish I had a nut driver. That would make all the difference in the world. There we go. I think that's in there now. If I can just get it to thread, I'll be in good shape. And it's not threading. Okay. Man, I may have to turn off the camera just so you guys aren't just watching me fiddle with this. I'm sure I can get this in here. I know it'll fit. I really, really wish I had some glue to hold this in. If I could hold the little... Maybe he has that in his instructions somewhere, but if I could just hold it in, then I could get it to go. And you can't, because the key is kind of in the way, you can't just like, I think I may have gotten it in. You can't, yes. Because the key's in the way, you can't like put your fingers all the way around this. There we go, now it's in there firmly. So all I need to do to fix this is put just a teeny bit of like maybe even just probably like glue gun glue and just put it in there, just something to tack it in and hold it so when you're pushing down, this little part, which actually makes contact with the top of the hex nut, will stay in place. So, or maybe just use some super glue or something. There's some epoxy. Okay, let's see. Oh, I have to set up my recorder yet. I'm sorry, this is taking an awfully long time for just being a simple activation, but I'm also running in slow motion this morning. I feel like I'm catching up on sleep here a little bit. I can't have this at an angle while I've got this key in here, which is okay. This is actually a really comfortable operating position right here. So let's get this hooked up so I can make some adjustments, and then we'll try to get on the air. Maybe I'll start on 30 meters. It's still in the morning. I could try 40 meters too. This one has 40 meters on it. We'll see. Okay. Put in the earphones. Thank you for sticking around with me here. I'll stick this in here and stick these things in here so I don't forget them. There we go. And now let's start the recorder, get a little coffee. I need a little caffeine this morning. Let's go ahead and turn on the power, turn down the audio, start the recording. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. There we go. That sounds pretty good. Let's hold that down so that we have it locked in. Okay, there we go. Now I need to do just a couple of taps here. There we go. That's just so I can sync up the audio later. Anybody who does videos, they understand that part. So I'm going to kind of do this slanted like this, and hopefully that'll work. Hopefully you can see everything. You don't really need to see the display. I don't even know where I am. I'm on 14. Wow, that's 20 meters. Ooh, boy, that's loud. Oh dear. My encoder's acting weird. Come on, let's get down there. I think my encoder needs a little bit of deoxit. Okay, so this is on 7063. Let's see if we can tune it. Yep. Nope. Let's go up to 30 meters. This is where I think that Ingrid here, I need to take a look at her ATU because I don't think this ATU is configured properly. Okay, let's see. We're on 10, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, I got a 1-to-1 match there. I was getting a 5-to-1 match on 40. I should have been getting better than that. Although I gotta say, the KX1 ATU, the KX1 ATU is not a wide range ATU like you'd get like in the KX2 or something. And you're hearing some noise from my phone already. Okay, so far I like this. Okay, my filter's really wide right now. Which is how like... Okay, they just can't hear me. That's okay. I may come back to them. Let's see, they're on 13, so I'm going to move up here to 12. Okay. Now again, I got the filter wide. That's the reason you're hearing so many other signals. Do I have, by chance, my play? There we go. I do. I have it loaded. Excellent. I can look up my spot right now. You can hear my all the noises from my phone. Sorry about this. Yep, I'm spotted. Oh, he came up. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Crazy strong. "30 meters is not in great shape." Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha, Mike. Hear how weak? It's just fading and stuff. I need to change my side tone level. It's a little high for how weak the signals are this morning. Good to get you in there, Paul. Oh, he's in Florida. Okay, let's get in here to the side tone level real quick. This will mess up my side tone level. Edit. There we go. It's a little less loud. Let's get back to play. There we go. That's slightly less. Whoa, crazy strong. I love this little radio, though. I'm just thinking about a time. There was a time back in like maybe 2010 or 11 where this was the only radio. Where'd you go? This is the thing, is the band's just disappearing. Okay, you just disappeared on me, buddy. I'll keep listening for you. Okay, I'll come back. The band is just rough right now. Some super strong signals, and then most of them are very weak, of course, but... Okay, so that's him. And that wasn't him. Okay. Anyway, we'll keep going. Okay, you know what? Let's move up to the 20 meter band. R3.5. See, this is where this ATU, I need to get in there and kind of check it out. See, all these were built by somebody at some point. See, I'm only getting power output about 1.9 watts with a 3.7 SWR. That's high for this. It really shouldn't be that high. This antenna is pretty easy to tune, so it's the ATU in this unit that just needs some tweaking. Let's see here. Let me try it. I'll move it off frequency here a little bit, but it's sounding awfully quiet on here too. So yeah, still. I don't mind running it at 3.4 to 1 SWR, but I'm not hearing a lot on here though. We must be having an issue today with the band, so I'm gonna go back. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I forgot to hit the ATU. Okay, we're going to use the automatic so I can talk here a little bit. So what I was saying before is there was a time back in like 2010 or so, for just a brief period of time, the only radio I owned was the KX1, not this one. I sold that KX1 eventually, I think, to buy the KX2. And one of my readers here on QRP actually bought it, which I was really happy about. It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful radio. But I thought, well, I'm getting the KX2. It does so much more. It's about the same size, you know. So I sold it. I regretted it, although I was really happy with the buyer that got it. So later I bought another one I called Ruby, and I gave that one to Vlado eventually because I accumulated like 3 KX1s. So I eventually sold, I gave Vlado Ruby, and I had 2 other units. This one, that I purchased from a friend. I don't know that he'd ever even used it. He's just kind of learning CW at the time, but he decided he didn't really need to keep his KX1. He was downsizing a bunch of stuff. And so I bought this one. And then I bought one from my friend Drew, who built the 3-band one. And it is solid. It is such a good radio. It's my favorite of the two because this one, again, just needs, whoever built this, I need to go through the ATU. Everything works fine, but the ATU just needs, the toroids and all those things need to be looked at. I need to pull it apart and do that. It'll take a while to do it, but otherwise, it's a great radio. Okay, I was going to wait there just to see if that was somebody. But when I only had this as my radio, it amazed me that this was, especially back in the day, that something so small, something so pocketable that I could throw in like my sock drawer of my house. I mean, it's just so small that my entire field radio kit and my entire base station at home was this radio. And there's something kind of liberating about that too, having a simple setup like that. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's probably one of the reasons why the KX1 is just such an endearing radio to me. Someone's trying, I bet you this is W9UUM. I bet you that he's having keyer problems, because that is a strong dit that I'm hearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 2 more. And then I'll probably just call it quits. Oh wait, I wonder if that was for me. I'll wait till this ends and then... I need to... Gotcha. Whew. Nice cootie fist. So I've already got, this is 11 now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Good to get you the logs. Okay. I thought it was... He was actually 529. You could hear them send QSB. You can hear them saying QSB on here. I didn't get the state. I won't do much more. I'm going to hop off. and pack up and head back home. It's always a joy to use the KX1. It's just such a fun radio. I'm having to ride the AF gain today because the bands are so wonky. And the receiver on this radio is actually excellent. Like it's a wonderful super het receiver. And I love the analog sound. I love running the filter really wide. That's just what I do. It may annoy some people, but I really do think it's important for your ears to be the filter as much as they can be. I mean, we use a lot of audio filters instead of, like Collins mechanical filters and those sorts of things, hardware filters. And it's doing the same thing, right? You're just letting DSP, this doesn't have DSP, but it's letting radios with DSP, you're kind of doing the same thing. You want your head to do that. You want your brain to filter out what's there. And I feel like I've got a better panoramic view of what's going on around me when I have the filter like wide. So while I'm running the filter kind of wide, I can hear more around me, and I feel like I've got more information. And with that wider bandwidth, and it helps me. I'll make a couple more CQs, and then I'm gonna hop off here. He's still on the air. Nothing hurt. I didn't think there'd anybody be there, or there would be anybody there. Now what I'm going to try to do is work this person real quick. K4NYX. I think that's who this is. Okay, so there was somebody else there. I'm really going to try to work them if I can. They were having a hard time hearing me though. They're in Florida. I'll put it in here, even though I may cross it out if I can't work them right now. And I didn't work them anywhere else, did I? I don't see them in the logs anywhere. Sometimes I'll do this where I'm like, I start to hunt somebody, I'm like, oh, I already worked them. Good to get you in there, buddy. He knows me too well. That was a great way to cap off the activation too. This is wonderful. Okay, great to get you in the logs there, buddy. I didn't take like hardly any photos during this. I think it's because I didn't want my camera around making all this noise in the audio. So let me try to take a few photos here. I need to take some photos of the key because, of course, this is the star of the show here. We've got a few comments about it. Okay, let me move back over to 12 where I was before so I can remember this. It's hard to take photos when the sun is just, there's so much contrast here. Oh, get my arms out of the way. The shadows are everywhere. The shadows are so strong. And try to take a photo of the antenna setup, which is hard to do. I need to pull this camera back a little bit to do this. See, when you look at my videos, you can see how the sausage is made in this amazing YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTuber, folks. I say that and people make fun of me. They're like, yeah, you're on YouTube, you're a YouTuber. No, I'm not. And the reason why I'm not a YouTuber is because I don't really try to do things to attract myself to the algorithm, right? Like I just like to kind of be a low profile channel. I just look at it as a repository for my videos, and that's it. I'm not a YouTube personality. That's not why I do this. I'm not trying to monetize it. There are no ads. I turned off all ads on it. I'm just and I really respect some of the channels that are YouTube channels. I'm glad they're out there. I'm just not one of them. It's not a place where I concentrate on stuff. So that's the reason I do these videos where I turn on the camera and I don't edit. You know, I just let it go, right? And if people like it, wonderful. If they don't, they can just go to a better channel out there. So, okay, let's take photos of the logs real quick. And I've got those. There we go. And let's see if that photo came out okay for the previous one. Oh, let me do that again. Let me do the previous. Boy, you got a great signal this morning, buddy. K4NYX, great signal. You were a good neighbor. Okay, so let's turn off the audio here. Bink. Oh, wait. Yep, thank you to remind me of that. There we go. Now we're off. And I'll turn off this recorder. I need to get some batteries for this guy. See that it's getting a little low. And let's stick the recorder in first. That works better. So I'll start to pack up here. And then I'll share some thoughts here on the KX1. Well, actually, more or less the key here. When I'm doing an activation, it's hard for me to think and talk and analyze things, as you've noticed. Because I've got to be listening out of like one ear. Now, Vlado, my buddy Vlado, he can do that. He can carry on a conversation with you while he's decoding CW and doing a bunch of other things. I'm not him. I don't know if I'll ever have that kind of skill that he has. He has mad skills for this, but I can learn from him. He's actually the guy that really kind of, I've always listened with like a fairly wide filter. Vlado is the guy that made me realize that there's nothing wrong with that, that's the preferred way to do it. That's how he prefers to do his stuff too, is to have have your filter running wide and use the filter between your ears to do the work. Okay, so I'll unplug this, and then we'll talk about this for just a second. So first of all, Jonathan, you may be watching this. Jonathan is a regular viewer of the channel. He's a subscriber. He's a good friend. He's a local guy, actually. He's from near where I live in the mountains. Originally, he lives in Colorado now. And Jonathan's made some really cool stuff. These are available through Ham Gadgets, the store. I think it's hamgadgets.com. And I'm looking here at the key, and it has some adjustments. He includes some little Allen wrenches in here, I noticed, in the bag. Now, by the way, I didn't pay for this. He sent me this. This is probably one of his prototypes, his very first kit. And he was kind enough to build this. I could have built this very easily. I don't think this would take more than 15 minutes to build this. It's so simple. But he knows how busy I am, and it was kind of him to do this because it's just like one less step for me to do. And so he sent this to me free of charge. He's a friend. I always feel so funny about these things. I want to declare everything, but you know, I know the guy. Now, what I need to do is adjust these paddles a little bit, and I'll do this later. You may have noticed if you were watching closely, this has very little play in it. This one has a lot of play, right? So I was having to kind of think about that when I was running this. And what I want to do is adjust this one where it doesn't have a lot of play, and I'm sure I can do that with one of these stops here. And I haven't looked at it carefully enough to see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I just need to adjust that one right there, and that should take care of it. In fact, I may just do it right now while I'm thinking about it, because I know me. And so he has two different ones. I'm guessing this is a smaller one. Let's see, is this a smaller one? This is a smaller one. So this side's right here. So what I want to do is just push that in a little bit further, I believe. There we go. That's probably about the same now. Yeah, I don't think I actually want a lot of play in this particular key. It keys very accurately. I like it. I like it for that reason. It keys accurately. When it's attached, it is super firm. You may have noticed I didn't need, like anything else, I didn't need to hold this down or anything. Now with a really light touch like this, even less need of that. But this worked brilliantly the way it is. I like it. The only criticism I have at all is that, and I'm sure this is just mainly fixed by, it's just getting this in here. I mean, it's like the tricky part is you only have this much to hold this nut to go in, right, with the grippers here, because this part of the key is in the way. Now, the original Elecraft keys had a really long thumb screw that would go up to the top, and it was pretty long, and it angled. So it angled away from it, so it was really easy to stick in there, and it had a lot more play. This is kind of more precision, you know, like it's this is the play you have here. And since these were originally kits, like there's like a little bit of difference between where this is, you know, there could be a little bit of difference however someone soldered on this particular part of the board, the key jack. See how mine's like a little bit low, so it's probably a little harder for me to get that in there. I think I'd probably go for a longer screw, but the problem is if the screw gets too long, then it's starting to interfere with the top of this nut. So I don't know, but maybe a longer one with a little bit longer gripper on it. As long as it doesn't go out, it could probably go all the way out to here, and it's not going to be in your way, right, when it's out that far. But yeah, about like right there, that would still not be in the way, and it would be kind of long. Maybe give you more play, I don't know, because really what I need to do, he put play in that. Jonathan's a really clever engineer, so he probably put, you know, a little bit of play in there so that you could wiggle it around to get it into the socket there. So anyway, the one thing I will do when I go home is probably put some super glue on this to hold this in. It'll make it a whole lot easier to hold this in and to push this in if this doesn't do that, right? Because that's how you're holding on to the thing, is with these grippers. That's what makes it possible to screw this in easily. Other than that, man, this is an awesome little key. And this is a really, really good option for a KX1. So if you have a KX1, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. You can't really get a lot of other keys for it. Now, we'll be testing something, like I said, a little 3D printed, and I don't think it's being sold. I think it's just something you can print if you have a 3D printer. But there's a fellow has made a 3D printed little block that you put on here, and then you can put your N6 ARA paddle in there, and it kind of holds it in place, and that works really well too. And it's using the tiny paddles. These are more full-size paddles, so it's kind of up to you what you want to do. Okay, let's get this in here. Oh, I should say, inside this pack, this hidden Woodsman pack, there's basically this one little open pocket in here, and that's it. It's really simple. Really, really simple. I have one that originally that I loved, and it's like an drab olive color, and one of my daughters confiscated it. She liked it, and she confiscated it, and I let her confiscate it. So I bought more of them, and I have this black one, I have a green and brown one, and I bought a green and brown one for a friend of mine, Mike, who I knew would really appreciate this because he likes packs, so like I do. So anyway, yeah, let me go grab the antenna here. Actually, I'll try to take a picture of the antenna, grab it, and we'll put this up really quickly. This shouldn't take too long. I'm in slow motion. Also, I think I made this clear, but okay, come on. Come on, tripod. Don't be difficult for me. There we go. There we go. I really need to find a different tripod too. I like this one in many, many respects, but I need to grab the one I saw Josh with Ham Radio Crash Course. He was using at Hamvention. It's crazy pricey, but I think it'll actually work really well for me, and I see it as money well spent as long as it'll fit in my pack. So something I should say about this antenna is the issues you heard with me trying to wait a minute, that should be locked in there. There we go. The issues you heard with me tuning this thing has nothing to do with the antenna. This is a very easy antenna to tune. Has everything to do with the ATU inside that particular KX1. My other KX1 would have easily tuned this antenna. So it has to do with how that ATU portion, that module was built for my KX1. I just need to get in there someday and spend some time with it, sorting it out. This Tufton 9-to-1, I love this thing. It's lightweight. It works really, really well. I've used it many, many, many times in the past. I haven't used it lately, but I've used it many, many times in the past, and it's just always been a great antenna for about 40 meters on up. Now down at 40 and 30 meters, this is a short antenna, right? This is like 31 feet, mine is. I think he does 35 feet or something, one of those random wire antenna lengths. And 30 meters is it's not nearly long enough to do a really good job with 30 meters or 40 meters, but it's enough to do an activation. Today, I was feeling it a bit more just because the bands were so wonky. 20 meters was awfully quiet for this. Even this time of morning, it was still really quiet. And there was a lot of QSB. Everybody was dealing with that. So that's just the nature of the bands, though. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, let's hold this in here. There's plenty of shot cord on this. This antenna is 4 years old, 5 years old. Let's see. I remember taking it to Quebec, like I said, back in 2022, and I probably had it a few months before that. So yeah, it's easily 4 years old. Let's go ahead and wind this up too. Now another reason why I should have mentioned that why I like to use the bigger throw line here, this yellow throw line, is because I've been to Umstead enough times to know that it has the type of forest floor that you pick up and you grab tons of like sticks and twigs and things. When you use a smaller throw line, it'll grab stuff like this off the ground and get tangled up in it. Whereas this big thick yellow line does that less. It'll still do it. Like you can see it's wanting to right there, but it does it less. Here we go. man, come on, tripod. I've had this tripod a while now, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's getting a little more finicky. Nothing lasts as long as I want it to. Let me take a picture of this because I've been meaning to do this. I'm going to end up writing something about throw lines here soon, because lately I've been getting a bunch of questions, and I realize it's been forever since I've posted something about throw lines, and yep, it's time to get into it again. Here we go. I probably just need to do a video about it. I think more people see it if I do that. I have a bunch of readers of QRP, but there are some people that, you know, there are some people on QRP that probably rarely look at the YouTube channel. They just read the field reports and read all the articles. And then there are other people that are always on YouTube and never really look at QRP. QRP has a massive audience. It kind of blows my mind sometimes. We have about, I think, 9,000 daily readers. That's a lot of site guests, and I love it. It's a really cool community. I feel kind of privileged to be the editor, curator, whatever you want to call it, of this site. This is getting really frayed, isn't it? That's okay. My antennas weigh nothing, so this line's holding up. I will replace this out eventually here. Probably should trim it, burn it a little bit. I know people are passing by here on the sidewalk and they're like, why is this guy in the woods talking to himself? Maybe he's talking on the phone or something. I don't care. Older I get, the less I care about what people think about me. Okay, you know what? I'll do this. I don't always do this, but I'm going to put it through there. Hold it nicely. And we're done there. One of the reasons I'm operating in slow motion too is my back's a little sore this morning. Not to get into old man talk here, but I went to get my physical this week. Everything looks great. I'm really happy. I've been dieting this year, last year, and into this year, so I've lost weight, and some of my numbers are looking better. I wasn't super heavy, but I just didn't like where my numbers were going, and so I've been working on that. So if you see me at Hamvention or 4 days in May, there's just a little less of me than there was before. But the one thing I'm dealing with is some kind of like chronic back pain. You may remember that I was having some back issues last year, and they were pretty severe at one point. I wasn't able to do activations or anything. That is an indication of just how severe it was. And then when I started doing activations, I was just using my AX1 because it was just so much easier on me. Well, my doctor, she's sending me to an orthopedic place because she suspects, and unfortunately I think she's probably right, that I've got like a little bit of a herniated disc or something, because it's just not getting better now. It kind of came back and it's not getting better, and it has every sign of that. Whoops, I forgot these. Got this, so. So yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do about it, but I'm not going to let it stop me from doing what I want to do. I just want to try to get it better. But I'm feeling it a little bit this morning, so that's one of the reasons why I'm operating in slow motion. I do love this pack. Man, this is like an insane deal for $20. Like, I mean, we're talking like on Amazon. Yeah, you can buy a waist pack like this on Amazon for probably $15 or something, but this is handmade, and it's made of really good Cordura material. Golly, that's such a good price. Such a great price. Okay, let's see. You know what? I need to put this waist pack on me so that I can carry it out. Here we go. This is a little bit off camera here, but... And I need to tighten it. But anyway, okay, so Let's get the show on the road. This was wonderful. Just what the doctor ordered. Oh, piece of wet paper down there. Do I want to? Yes, I'm going to get it. I'm just trying to decide if I should get my gloves out for this, and I think I will, because it's like wet tissue paper. That's the reason I always carry nitrile gloves on here. I saw it when I was activating and made a mental note. Here we go. I always keep these here because I do not like touching. It's wet tissue paper. Who knows what that was, right? There we go. So it looks like the doctor. Let me just go ahead and pull this out. Always try to clean up a site when you're there. Okay, let's hold the coffee. Grab this. See what else I see here. I'll be picking up other trash. It's actually a really clean site, so there aren't a whole lot of pieces of trash here. Yeah, I don't see any extra. Okay, I'll hop out of here. I'll probably clean it up on the way over to the trash bin up there. Thank you so much for joining me, especially on this kind of rambly activation today. This has just been what the doctor's ordered, just to get out, enjoy a gorgeous day. This is turning into a beautiful day before I head out with my wife and daughters for a full day of things that they want to do. It's nice to get a break, come out here, play a little CW, no matter how the bands are reacting, and just enjoy my time outdoors. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being on this planet. And remember that in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Till next time, everybody, take care. 7 twos.